Ring around the rosy pocket full of posies. Ashes, ashes, we all fall down.
We begin this new series by talking about the very first Jane Doe I ever spoke of on this channel. On October 5th, 2020, I made a YouTube video which marked the 40th year anniversary of the discovery of the woman that will later become known as the Arroyo Grande Jane Doe. Her body was discovered in an Arroyo Grande wash by an off-duty officer and his brother at 9:20 p.m. She had been stabbed multiple times in the back of her head, as well as received blunt force trauma to what police think was with a hammer. Since the killer cleaned her body before dumping her, there was no DNA evidence whatsoever, and since she had no ID on her, she was ruled a Jane Doe. From that day forward, police did everything in their power to not only find the murderer, but to discover the identity of the girl. Her body had been exhumed over 4 times, and multiple sketches were made of her and displayed in the database of the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. Not only that, her case was talked about on many crime television shows and YouTube channels, and the Henderson, Nevada Police Department never gave up on one day identifying the Arroyo Grande Jane Doe. But for over 4 decades, she's laid in a grave marked Jane Doe at the Palm Mortuary Memorial Park, where she's been visited by John Williams, the man that discovered her every year, hoping that one day they can make a huge breakthrough in the case. John Williams would eventually get his wish on December 2nd, 2021, where through forensic genealogy, the Arroyo Grande Jane Doe was finally identified as Tammy Corrine Terrell. Born on the 4th of July in 1963, Tammy Terrell was living in Roswell, New Mexico. It's stated that on September 28, 1980, she was dropped off at the state fair and later spotted that night in a restaurant with a couple, possibly hitchhiking to California, and hasn't been seen since until that week later, where her body was discovered. No one has been apprehended to this day for Tammy Terrell's murder, but the fact that after 40 plus years, the family, the police department, and John Williams himself can finally breathe a tiny sigh of relief knowing that the Arroyo Grande Jane Doe has finally been identified.
Ring around the rosy, this evil thing, it knows me. Lost ghosts surround me, I can't fall down.